It's time now for the PHL New News Report for this Tuesday afternoon, March 24th, 2015. Good afternoon, everybody. I'm Peter Wiggins here. I have 12 new news headlines here. Top story at noontime. Here is European aviation officials offered no clues early Tuesday afternoon of what caused a Dusseldorf-bound passenger plane carrying 150 people to suddenly lose altitude before crashing in a rugged and remote terrain in the French Alps hours earlier. Ted Cruz looked at for over a sprawling audience of Iowa farmers and agribusiness leaders, people who rely on federal subsidies of ethanol, and the man who would be president stuck it to them. In an op-ed in the New York Times, Angel Jolie Pitt announced that she recently had surgery to remove her ovaries and fallopian tubes. Israeli officials on Tuesday denied a report that the country spied on the United States handling of the sensitive negotiations over the Iran's nuclear programs, moving to contain a new crisis that threat to the deepening and widening rift between the two allies. Yemen Shiite rebels made advances on Tuesday in southern Yemen, clashing with rebel militias loyal to the country's current president. In Singapore, among many orders that the Lee Kuan Yew issued during his 5 decades as leader and statesman of Singapore was a raising of his home in Tunisia. The creator of the Tunisian museum targeted by the terrorist attack announced today that the reopening has been postponed for logical and security reasons. In Los Angeles, former California Governor Arnold Schwarzenegger is calling on Congress to preserve federal funding for after-school programs and a proposed reauthorization of the 2002 No Child Left Behind law. In Olympia, Washington, as a part-time employee hired 2 years ago, Jason Drew is so little known to around the Washington State Auditor's Office that some colleagues said they were hard-pressed to recall seeing them, talking to him, or even emailing with him. It's so easy to understand why Ruth Brett, the chief financial officer of the Venerable Investment Bank, Morgan Stanley, one of the most powerful women on Wall Street, would want Tread West to become CF. Washington U.S. consumer prices rebounded on Friday, as gasoline prices rose for the first time since June, and there were also signs of an uptick in underlying inflation pressures, keeping the Federal Reserve on course to raise interest rates. Sales of new homes have surged in early 2015. Home buying still isn't what it used to be. Taco Bell will introduce a new line of biscuit tacos, which wrap taco-shaped biscuits around fillings such as chicken and gravy at its more than 6,000 U.S. locations. In Toronto, diversified U.S. mining and energy company Freeport McMoran Incorporated said on Tuesday it had slashed its quarterly dividends by 84% in response to the impact of lower commodity prices. That piece that showed how Jay Leno, Shia LaBeouf, and Arnold Schwarzenegger whipped him into the shape for his new role as James Corden debuted as a host of the Late Late Show last night as Schwarzenegger shouted at him, "You don't look like a talk show host, you look like two," while Leno waterboarded him for preparation. Jupiter likely destroyed super Earths within our solar system during the formation of our family of planets, new research reveals. In the image made possible and available by the University of Edinburgh on Tuesday, lead researcher Steve Brissati brushes up one of the salamander bones at the dig site near Loyal in southern Portugal in June of 2010. Amy's Kitchen, the popular natural foods brand and grocery chain Wiggins, are recalling thousands of products containing spinach that may be contaminated with listeria. For nurses, it pays to be a man, as registered nurses who are male even nearly $11,000 more per year than RNs who are female, new research shows. Alright, take a look at the stock market report at 12:04. Dow 18,120.75, up 4.71. SP 521.75.78, up 1.36. Nasdaq 5,029.41, up 18.44. European markets here. DAX 12,003.59, up 109.04. FTSE 7043.90, up 6.23. CAC 45,094.07, up 39.55. Asia markets, Nikkei 19,713.45, down 40.91. Shanghai 3691.95, up 4.22. And HSI 24,399.60, down 94.91. Oil markets 47.30, down 15 cents. Brent 55.20, down 72 cents. And natural gas 2.80, up 7,000 points. Gold 1188.60, up 90 cents. Silver 16.885, down 6,000 points. And copper 2.792, down up to 5,000 a point. US 10 yield 1.9129%, down 2,000 a point. German 10 yield 0.2838%, up 17,000 a point. Germany's 10 yield 0.315%, down 2,000 a point. And the FX there, European US dollar 1.0914, down 33,000 a point. US dollar Germany's yen 119.85, up 12 cents. And Great Britain pound US dollar 1.4874, down 76,000 a point. Alright, look at the commodities here. For wheat, 523.5, down 10.5. Soybean, 977, down 6.5. Corn, 392.75, up 2.5. Sugar, 12.48, down 26 cents. Coffee, 138.50, down 3.70. Cotton, 64.11, up 6 cents. Rough grass, 11.105, up 75,000 a point. And cocoa, 2,760, up 3. In New England Insulars, here in Exeter, Rhode Island, 1611th Lane, a chimney fire. Fire department and rescue responded here. As they're on the scene at this time, send out command as units on the scene says active smoke is coming in from the chimney here. Okay, let's take a look at the sports news at 12:06 in College Park, Maryland. Backed by the president and children, an unbeaten record, Princeton provided women's NCAA tournament with a very good storyline as Maryland Terrapins deals the Tigers their first loss, 85-70 in NCAA tournament last night. We're at the point in the NCAA tournament where every matchup could be a classic, even if it doesn't look great on paper. Thanks to plenty of upsets in the first weekend, the Sweet 16 features a number of surprise streams based on our seeds going. Boston 2024 Chairman John Fish has proposed a statewide referendum to be placed on voting ballots in 2016 to determine whether the group moves forward with plans to potentially attract the Summer Olympics to Massachusetts' most populated city. Adrian Peterson and the Minnesota Vikings have not reached a sensible relationship as Peterson agent Ben Douglas said in an interview on Tuesday that he believes that a return to Minnesota this season is not the best interest of the standout running back. In Phoenix, Cleveland Browns coach Mike Martinez said there is no firm timeline for Johnny Manziel to rejoin the team after the quarterback stint in rehab. And the Wheaton Lions men's tennis team will be at Haas Athletic Field House against Bridgewater State. Peter Chell News Time, 12:07. Time now for a travel report here. 495 in the northbound side. A little slow here. From Route 62 to Route 117 in Bolton here. So expect a few delays here. And Route 3 on the northbound side will also down for the Plymouth stretch. From the Plymouth Plantation Highway to before Route 44 here. And mass back in the eastbound side. A little slow before you approach Route 128 in Weston here. So expect some delays here. And 293 on the southbound side. A little slow down for the downtown Manchester, New Hampshire here due to some road work up on the Everett Turnpike in Manchester, New Hampshire here. So expect a few delays here. But otherwise, a smooth sailing commute here on this Tuesday afternoon here. And we're going to take a look at what is going on and the trends and updates on the MBTA here. Red Line experienced minor delays due to disabled train at Central Station here. On the Khmer Rail, Frank Line, train 7 to 9, 10:50 a.m. from South Station, delayed today, 10 to 15 minutes due to Amtrak conflict near Back Bay. And on the ferries, looking good here. Peter Chell News Time, 12:09 here. And it's time now for a weather report here. Okay, our current conditions here in Norton, Massachusetts at 12:09. It's 33 degrees with fair skies, humidity 48%, wind speed north about 7 miles per hour, barometer 3.33 inches, dew about 15 degrees, and visibility at 10 miles, and wind chill about 27 degrees. Alright, current conditions around the region here. 30 degrees in Boston, it's 31 in Pittsburgh, 20 in Bedford, 29 in Beverly, it's 27 in Gloucester, 31 in Lawrence, it's 20 in Worcester, 29 in Sturbridge, 27 in Webster, 32 in Milford, it's 31 in Norwood, 33 in Tottenham, New Bedford, it's 32 in Falmouth and Chatham, 30 in Provincetown, 31 in Cape Cod Bay, 34 in Martha's Vineyard, 33 in Nantucket. It is 30 out in Block Island and Providence, 20 in Smithfield, 31 in Westlake, it's 33 in New York City, 32 in Islip and Montauk, 31 in Bridgeport, 30 in New Haven, it's 29 in Denbury and Meriden, 27 in Waterbury, Connecticut, it's 29 in Hartford, Connecticut, 28 in Springfield and Ethel, Massachusetts, 29 in Greenfield, Massachusetts, 25 in Adams, Massachusetts, 24 in Pittsfield, Massachusetts, 25 in Albany, New York, it's 30 in Glens Falls, New York, it's 25 in Bennington, 29 in Brandenburg, Vermont, it's 21 in Brooklyn, Vermont, 22 in Lebanon, New Hampshire, it's 27 in Keene and Jeffrey and Corner, New Hampshire, it's 29 in Concord, New Hampshire, 33 in Manchester, New Hampshire, it's 31 in Nashville, New Hampshire, 24 in Pottsville, New Hampshire, and 31 up in Portland, Maine. Here, alright, looking at the surface map, here shows a cold front stretching from central British Columbia, stretching it down for 7 Alberta, Danfu, Montana, merging with a warm front through the Dakotas. And merging between a front line from south central Saskatchewan down for western Dakotas, down for western Nebraska here. And cold front stretching down off the Oregon coastline, stretching to northern Oregon, merging with a station from south central Washington State, down for eastern Oregon, down for north central Nevada. Station front from eastern tip of California, stretching it in for the Rockies and the Central Plains states, and merging with a cold front down for the Tennessee Valley, and a station front from northern Mississippi down for the Carolinas here. And a station front from the Florida and stretching out to sea with a low pressure off the Florida coastline here. And a front eye off the Gulf States and a front eye off southern coastal Florida with a high pressure in southeastern portion of California. Front eye from western Texas and north central and the central portion of Mexico. A front eye from southern Nevada down for western Arizona down through western portion of Mexico here. And a front eye from eastern Tennessee stretching in western Virginia and down for western Pennsylvania and down to the southern tip of Ontario, and from up northern Maine, stretching in eastern New Brunswick. Right away from Kansas. And we got high pressure in northern Utah, northeastern Arizona, and southeastern portions of Texas here, and eastern portions of Ontario and central portions of Quebec here. While we got low pressure in Washington State, southeastern Montana, and north central portions of Mexico, and northern portions of Alabama, and down for western Virginia, and down for western Dakotas, and north central portions of Oklahoma here. High pressure in the Gulf of Mexico here. It is 30 degrees out in Detroit, 35 in Pittsburgh, 40 in Washington, D.C., 59 in Atlanta, 77 in Miami, Florida. It's 67 in Brownsville, Texas, 65 in Dallas, Texas. It's 41 in Kansas City, Missouri, 20 in Chicago, 27 in Minneapolis, St. Paul, 35 in Omaha, Nebraska. It's 34 in Great Falls, Montana, 44 in Seattle, 57 in San Francisco, 56 in Los Angeles. It's 62 in Las Vegas. It's 39 in Salt Lake City, Utah, 43 in Denver and Albuquerque, New Mexico, and 65 in Phoenix, Arizona here. From northern Maine out to eastern New Brunswick here. Okay, take a look at the radar situation here. It shows some spotty snow showers around east central portions of Pennsylvania and south of Harrisburg, and Atlanta rain showers off the Carolina and Georgia coastline here, and Atlanta rain showers at south central Florida, and spotty rain showers at southwestern coastal Florida around Fort Myers, and some spotty rain showers off the Miami, Florida here, and Atlanta rain showers in north central Arkansas, stretching down to southeastern Missouri, down for southern Illinois and southwestern Indiana, and stretching up in the northern Missouri, down for Iowa, down for eastern Nebraska and the eastern Dakotas, and spotty sleet around west central portions of Iowa, and sleeting around northeastern North Dakota and then around southeastern portions of North Dakota. Rain, sleet, and snow showers from western North Dakota, stretching in the south central and east central portions of Saskatchewan, and some snow showers in the northeastern portions of Montana, and some rain showers in the northwestern portions of South Dakota. Rain, sleet, and snow showers in southern Idaho, down for north central portions of Utah. Spotty snow and sleet from west central portions of Montana down for north central portions of Idaho, and some rain, sleet, and snow showers in east central portions of Washington, sleet and snow in the northeastern portions of Oregon here, and some spotty rain showers in northwestern portions of California, stretching in western Oregon and down for western portions of British Columbia, and some spotty snow and sleet from south central portions of British Columbia here. And spotty clouds from east central and central portions of New York State. Spotty clouds off the southern New England coastline here. Spotty snow showers from upstate Maine, stretching around in New Brunswick here. A lot of clouds from North central Arkansas covering much of our valley, and stretching in Iowa, down to western Minnesota, covering much of northwestern Kansas, up into Nebraska, and then up into northern Dakota. Northern South Dakota, Atlantic clouds from southeastern California down for southern Nevada, down for Utah, coming to much of Wyoming, western Montana, coming to much of the Pacific Northwest, and down for southern British, coming down for southwestern Alberta, Atlantic clouds from Saskatchewan down for Manitoba and western portions of Ontario here. Atlantic clouds around New Brunswick here. Okay, take a look at forecast discussion around the country here. Wintry precipitation expected from the North Dakota eastward to the Great Lakes. Severe weather is possible across the Southern Plains and in the Ozarks, and a threat for flash flooding exists over the Ozarks Wednesday evening and Thursday morning here. Over the course of the period, the upper flow will gradually become more amplified in nature as the deep trail Wiggins and Cummins, the center of the country. By Thursday morning, a pair of ridges will set up across the western United States and western Oregon, respectively. The overall weather pattern is expected to be active with a winter storm forecast that affect the northern third of the country. The system will move in two parts of the light snowfall accumulation is expected over the North Dakota and the upper Midwest at an initial upper trail crosses the region late tonight and might, while the more dynamic feature will strengthen markedly while migrating toward the lower Great Lakes by early Wednesday morning. Moderate to heavy snows are likely just to be north and west of the surface flow, which will spread it anywhere from 4 to 6 inches of snow across the upper Great Lakes. Freeze rain is also possible across the eastern Great Lakes region as moderate air just above the subfreezing surface layer invades the south. A rather important cold front moving into the southern plains and Ozarks will set the stages for organized convection in the next couple of days here. While rainfall expected along much of the frontal zone, it appears to be there will be enough instability across the aforementioned regions to promote severe thunderstorm activity, as the Storm Prediction Center has the region highlighting the convected outlook for Thursday morning, given a favorable condition for severe weather. Additionally, flash flooding is a possibility across the sections of Ozarks, given heavy rainfall, which may repeat over similar areas on Wednesday evening at the following morning. Wet conditions will prevail during the next couple of days across the Pacific Northwest and the Mountain West. A series of impulses tracking across the region will help spawn a broad access of precipitation much of the snow across the higher elevations of WPC winter test. Expect the heaviest accumulations across the Tetons Bighorn, where 6 to 8 inches are likely to find early Thursday, as conditions should gradually improve toward the end of the forecast period as an upper ridge builds overhead. In terms of temperatures, there should be quite warm ahead of a strong cold front moving throughout the center of the United States. This is rather noticeable across much of the Tennessee or Ohio, where temperatures should drop 15 to 20 degrees as cool Canadian air works its way from the north and west. And for the regional forecast discussion, high pressure will bring dry and cold conditions today, then moves offshore. Wednesday, a lot more seasonable air to return. A warm front moves throughout the region Wednesday morning and Wednesday night as a cold front then sweeps across the region Thursday night, bringing heavy showers to the region. And a second cold front moves flat on Friday, bringing in western well below average temperatures less than into the weekend here. Near terminals at 6 p.m. this evening, 10 a.m. update. Chilly dry air mass remains over the region with temperatures in the 20s and dew points in the single digits in many locations despite full late but sunshine subsidence inversion from 1027 millibar surface high will limit mix and BL wire depth. This combined with an anomalous chilly dry air mass overhead, high temperatures today will fully climb to 35-40 degrees warmest inland, especially the Connecticut River Valley here. As for clouds, or should affect clouds over Cape Cod should erode as subsidence inversion lures with high pressure approaching from the west as clouds across Pennsylvania and New Jersey should stream south of the area today. However, watching an area of cloudiness over the New York State that may get trapped beneath the subsidence inversion when tracked across Connecticut, Rhode Island, especially south of the Pikeland, Massachusetts. Despite the chilly temperatures, lots of strong late night sunshine coupled with light winds will help take the edge off the below normal temperatures. Normal high around 50 degrees. As for high winds, light peak gradual support a light afternoon sea breeze. The previous forecast remains on track, so no major changes planned with this update here. As we're going to take a look at the weather notes. It'll be clear skies and cool today and tonight, and milder Wednesday and Thursday, and periods of rain heavy at times. Today's highs 34, 41 degrees. Tanks low teens of 25. And tomorrow's highs 40 degrees near 50 degrees here. Rain showers will fill in Wednesday night while some sleet and snow up in northern New England there, and another round of heavy rain around Thursday night. I wouldn't be surprised if it'll be even a rumble of thunder to go with the heavy rain here. Okay, let's take a look at it. 7-day forecast goes like this. For this afternoon, most of the skies have about 38 degrees, left northwest wind. Tonight, most of the skies low about 20 degrees, calm wind. For Wednesday, increased skies high about 46 degrees, calm wind becoming southwest and 5 to 7 miles by the afternoon. With that, a chance of rain may move between 8 and 10 p.m. Most of the skies low about 38 degrees and southward about 6 to 8 miles per hour. Chance of precipitation 30%. New precipitation amounts between a 10th and a quarter inch possible. Thursday, showers likely with a thunderstorm is also possible after 2 p.m. Some of the storms produce heavy rain. Cloud skies high about 56 degrees. Southwest wind about 8 to 14 miles per chance of precipitation 70%. Thursday, showers possibly a thunderstorm before 10 p.m. Then showers likely. Some of the storms produce heavy rain. Low about 41 degrees. Chance of precipitation 8%. Friday, chance of showers before 10 a.m. Most of these cloud skies high about 31 degrees. Chance of precipitation 30%. Friday night, cloud skies low about 20 degrees. Saturday, both southern cloud skies high about 42, low about 22 degrees. Sunday, most of the skies high about 45, low about 30 degrees. And for Monday, a chance of rain and snow showers. Put skies high about 49 degrees. Chance of precipitation 30%. Here's where phrase of the day. A sunny and a cold one tap, but moderate temperatures Wednesday and Thursday. Viewers, you have a good afternoon with a good positive attitude here.